On this week's episode of the PokerUpdate.com Weekly Burn and Turn, we give you 6 tips for live multi-day poker tournaments. We also talk about Pierre Neuville, the November Niner, and his chances at the World Series of Poker main event final table. We also have a great discussion about the Poker Hall of Fame inductees John Juanda and Jennifer Harman, and potential snubs. And we end off with the championship match of our most memorable televised poker hand bracket between Ernest Wiggins and Phil Hellmuth on the one hand, and Justin Phillips with his royal flush on the other hand. Coming up right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to another riveting episode of the PokerUpdate.com Weekly Burn and Turn for the week of October 25th, 2015. I'm Robbie Straczynski.
And I'm Shimmy Weiss.
And we're here once again to bring you some excellent poker entertainment. So, ready?
Absolutely.
Are you
Let's
ready?
Go.
We're going to jump into the first topic. It's a strategy piece by James Will. Sorry, it's not James Will. It's David Huber. But we'll get to James
We
soon.
are off to a smashing start here on this update.
Well, I'm sure James knows his strategy too. But David penned this nice piece, 6 tips to keep your edge in live multi-day major poker tournaments.
Those are marathons. You gotta really be ready to just get in there and, keep your head about you.
For sure. I mean, what I liked about the tips that he presented, a lot of them were like about your mental game and about your physical preparedness. So, like let's start with it. Like, I think the first tip I think he says is be ready to go. I mean, it sounds like kind of dumb. Well, of course you're going to be ready to go. When you go up to the cage, you pay your money, that sort of thing, and you sit down for the first time. Be mentally ready to go. Be psyched. Be pumped.
You gotta be. It's like you're coming out on stage. You gotta be ready for it. You gotta know what you're getting into and just be mentally prepared for it.
100%, and have your A game on. You're going to be sitting for a very long grind, and you don't want to be amped up too much on coffee or caffeine, anything like that. You just want to be ready. Okay, this is what I'm going to be doing, and I am planning to make the final table. I'm planning to win this. I'm not going to win it in one hand.
Right.
It's
you
not going to
have to remember, this really is a marathon. You're going for a couple days here. That means you need to pace yourself. You need to be prepared for that long call.
Right.
This is not a standard game that you're going to be done in a few hours. You're there for the entire day and hopefully even past that.
Exactly, and that's one of the other tips that that David gives is to come back refreshed. That's exactly the point. When you get to the end of the first day, you bag and tag your chips. Get a good night's sleep. Don't go out and party. Don't go drinking.
Don't hang out with friends. Get sleep. The best thing you can ever do for yourself is to come well rested.
Exactly.
If you're tired, you're not going to be able to manage.
Or even you don't have to go straight to bed, obviously, but just chill, watch something interesting. Call a friend, something like that. Talk through things, but don't do anything that's going to take your mind way too much off of the poker that you just played.
It might seem straightforward, but a big important thing is to shower before you go to sleep. Do
you not shower, Shimmy?
Well, specifically with something like this, you don't realize when you're on sleep deprivation and when you're really that physically tired, getting a shower before you go to sleep, it lets you sleep a lot deeper. When you wake up, you're gonna feel much more rested. It adds 2 hours to your sleep. I am not making up that statistic. That is a statistic that I thought of right now.
How long is your shower, Shimmy? So the longer you shower, the longer...
Depends how tired you are when you go into the shower.
PokerUpdate.com for showering tips.
It's also good. I mean, look.
Because you don't want to hit the showers too early.
There you go. There you go. I mean, look, there are some players that play the strategy of not showering, to mess with the other players at the table. I personally don't like that, but I've been at the table with other players that do that and
can't get a seat change. Nothing you can do.
Just gotta lean back and just be like, yes.
In terms of that's physical, I guess, preparedness, but something that you definitely can control beyond the hygienic aspects is your stamina, your physical stamina to be able to sit for hours and hours at a time. You don't want to be eating junk or drinking too many soft drinks or anything like that. You're just going to get tired and withered, I guess, to quote Jason Somerville on those types of things. You want to be mentally tough and physically tough. So a lot of professional poker players, they've adopted really amazing diets. They've gone vegan or vegetarian or like high protein diets, things like that. They're always working out at the gym, you know.
Right. You don't realize how draining it is physically to just be sitting there. It's you got to be prepared for this when you come in. From a strategic perspective, also you need to be prepared. You're going to be there for a long time. This is not a one hand.
Well, you
tournament.
want to be there, exactly.
Well, no, you're going to be there for a long time, but it's not a one hand tournament. You need to know to pace yourself.
100%.
And every single pro will say you got to avoid control the pots.
Yeah.
You don't want to be going all in, because if you go all in, statistically, you're going to get busted. You're there for that many hands. You want to avoid big pots.
Yeah.
Gradually increase your chips.
But do not avoid the showers.
No, do not avoid the showers.
It is World Series time.
Go Mets!
Not that World Series. Not that I'm rooting
Kansas
for
City's nice
Not
also, but
that I'm
Mets?
rooting for Kansas City. Couldn't really care less. The only World Series we really, really care about a lot here at PokerUpdate.com is the World Series of Poker, and it's almost time for the November 9, just another couple days.
This is very exciting.
Very exciting.
I love the final 9 that are going into this. The November 9 is a great selection.
They advanced.
Well, yes, no. What I mean is that it's not the standard everyone's 20 years old.
Yes, we have senior citizens, and that's the next article we're going to be talking about here. The Power of Pierre, why the World Series of Poker, why a win for Pierre Neuville, I hope we're pronouncing that right, is poker's best bet. This is an op-ed that one of our great writers, Jennifer Newell, penned. She's never met him before, but wow, what an amazing piece.
I'm rooting for him just from reading this article.
Yeah.
He sounds like an upstanding guy. And I hope he got the senior citizens discount when he bought into the tournament.
Well, I don't know if they have AARP cards in Belgium. In Belgium, that's where he's from. But what an amazing thing. First of all, look, there were over 6,000 players entered this event, and you have a 72-year-old man
72.
made it till the final 9. I mean, I guess he's really happy that he got a break.
That's older than
4
both
months.
of us put together.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. I could do quick math.
So yeah, Pierre Neuville, he makes the final table. This guy, what a story he's got. It's not like he's been playing, his entire life professionally or anything like that. He has been playing since 1957.
He stopped for a little while.
He stopped for a long while. He's an executive at Hasbro, the toy maker. I believe he founded the company, and then he stayed on. He sold it, and then stayed on as an executive there. And because of public image reasons, whatever, he couldn't go and play poker events. He had a bout of ill health, I guess, went to the hospital, and then that's when he decided, I guess, about 8-9 years ago or so,
it's time to retire.
It's time to chill and do what he always really wanted to do. And then he goes and he finds himself a home playing in all the European poker tour events.
And he's been doing an amazing job. He's been ripping up the felt.
He's qualifying online time after time after time through these online qualifiers to play in these big EPT events. Last year, as a matter of fact, at the European Poker Awards, Pierre Neuville, he won the Lifetime Achievement Award at in 2014. And then he says, I hope the best is yet to come. And then
now
he goes and makes the November 9. What a story. Can you imagine, we're always talking, we need new people in poker, women in poker. Can you imagine get that senior citizen population? Oh, look, the 72-year-old. What a story.
It's amazing for everyone to see also. It's such an accomplishment. What, he's sitting in the fourth highest chip stack. Is that right? Can they hear the thunder on
I don't know if you can hear the thunder. We're in the midst of a storm here.
The torrential downpour. But so if you hear the thunder in the background, no, that was thunder because of the excitement over
excitement. Well, maybe it's a sign that Pierre Neuville may win the World Series.
Well, we'll be rooting for you. Yeah, I'm rooting for you. Robbie, you in on this?
I gotta say, I have a little bit of a soft spot for Ofer Tzvi Stern, one of my countrymen. But yeah, definitely a great final table. Pierre Neuville, an amazing potential winner of this event. We'll see what happens. Got to tune into that World Series. But also related to the World Series of Poker, the World Series of Poker organization, they own the Poker Hall of Fame.
Ooh, this has been a little bit of a hot topic in the news.
Touchy subject for some. We had, the big news, first of all,
congratulations.
Congratulations to John Juwanda and Jennifer Harmon, two incredibly deserving inductees to the Poker Hall of Fame.
Really excited for them, and well deserved. Both of them are extremely accomplished. It's very exciting to see that they got in.
And they continue to be accomplished with just a few in our weekly Burn and Turn episode. A few
we were
weeks
talking
back,
about John Juanda.
He won another EPT event.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys, they keep on winning. And Jennifer Harman playing in the highest stakes cash games around.
And great faces for poker also. They
For
seem,
sure.
you know,
They've
really
been good
wonderful.
ambassadors always. Great people. You know, you can't fault their induction. But you have some people, members, I mean, the poker media is going insane about this. You know, who's deserving, who got snubbed. And it's the kind of thing that seems to happen every year. You know?
Let's just go and say it. There was...
Potential snub, Dave Devilfish Elliott, who unfortunately passed away over the past year. And, you know, there was a lot of sentiment going into, oh, maybe he'll get voted in this year around. You know,
it's a bit of a touchy subject.
What can you say? I mean, the fact is the man was also an incredible poker player, an incredible ambassador. You know, you think of the UK poker scene, you think of Dave Devilfish Elliott. You know, he's on TV. He had the, you know, those special rings. You know, it's a devil and fish on his knuckles over there, right? He was an incredible personality, and there's no question that he is deserving of nomination for
Absolutely.
sure.
It's an honor just getting the nomination, and I think it's a little bit unfair to say that he has to win in order to honor.
It's not a matter of
And
sentiment. There are criteria that players. Not that
Absolutely.
he's not accomplished player by any
no
means.
disrespect to him. He's a tremendous player, and I was very happy to see that he got nominated. But I think this is the correct decision. I don't think that he deserved to win.
Other I don't know if it's correct or incorrect, and I didn't have a vote or anything like that. But you know, Carlos Mortensen, the Matador, you know, also didn't get in. He's been nominated quite a few times already. There are people who are outside of North America. They're saying, oh, it's like the American Poker Hall of Fame because, you know, truthfully, except, I guess, for Negreanu, who's Canadian, there are no non-American non-Americans
it
in
is
the
a
Hall of
fair.
Fame.
It is a fair point. It is a fair point.
Poker is a worldwide game.
But I don't think that it's fair to use this, especially. Look, I hope Devilfish gets nominated in future years. He definitely doesn't stand a chance next year. Sorry, that one's going. We all know who
the
that's going to go
sentiment.
to.
Yeah, Phil Ivey, he's certainly getting in. That means there's only one more spot.
I don't even really think there's any point nominating anyone else.
Well, no, there are two people who usually get in. Phil Ivey's, you know, basically
Yeah.
a lock for that one. But I guess, you know, one thing which sort of could change, the Poker Hall of Fame is something, at least to the poker media, it matters. I'm sure to poker fans it matters a lot. It matters to me. It's like, oh, Poker Hall of Famer, an incredible lifetime type of accolade.
Yeah.
You know, I think what has to change sort of, though, is a couple things. One, if I've always been a proponent, they got to build a physical Hall of Fame, like that you can go and visit and
That would
see
be amazing.
memorabilia.
That would be absolutely amazing.
It would make it seem more real, not just this, okay, it happens once a year and you are art and then maybe you get a pin, you know, something like that, you know, makes
it's a
it
tourist attraction. That could only help build the community.
one thing I love. Can you imagine like going there and you could pay in poker chips to enter?
That would be
Wouldn't that be amazing?
hysterical.
That'd be really cool.
That would be so funny. A buy-in to go visit the Hall of Fame.
Buy into the
All
Hall
right,
of Fame.
we're copywriting that idea. You can contact us at Poker Update or leave a comment below.
And the YouTube, 100%. But one other thing I do think, actually, which ought to, you know, I guess change, but I think this is for the better. The nomination process, the voting process, I think it could be a little bit more transparent. Like there's a little, it's sort of
we don't know
it's
how
shrouded
it's
in secrecy. I mean, who has votes is some members of the poker media. We don't really know who, like unless you know you happen to know the individuals and the living members who are already part of the Poker Hall of Fame. How many votes and who's voting for what? I think more transparency, or maybe make it more like the Baseball Hall of Fame, where you have 125 people who get to vote.
Yeah.
I don't know, something needs
so
to
that
change.
way we can be a part of it, that we can understand the process, and that way it's
We as fans, of course. Yeah.
Absolutely no, but it's important that way we can look at it and understand that it's fair. When you have the secrecy, no one knows what's going on behind the curtain.
Right. Well, again, congratulations to Jennifer Harman and to
Absolutely.
John Juanda. Way to go. One place where poker fans can vote and do have a say is our bracket competition for the most memorable televised poker hand.
Down to
this
the
is it.
championship.
The final two. It is the
and
championship.
Robbie, let him have it. Who's in the championship this year? Who are our two hands?
Our two hands. One of them is Ernest Wiggins versus Phil Hellmuth at the big game.
Right.
That beat out the Tom Dwan, Bluffs, Barry Greenstein, and Peter Eastgate off their hands at High Stakes Poker. And the other one, I gotta say, I was a little disappointed. Michael the Grinder Mizrahi and Matt Jarvis did not advance.
Lost.
They lost.
We could use the word. They lost
by a landslide.
What was it? 70% of the vote. You know, I don't want to point fingers at anyone.
Come on,
but
people.
there was someone who publicly came out from the very beginning saying that the royal flush was going to beat the quads. I don't know who that. This guy.
No idea.
That's
who
right.
he's talking
Robbie, who did you think was going to win?
I may have selected the Grinder, but
To go all-
unfortunately.
Don't worry, I got you a present, Robbie. I got you a very special present specifically for today. Here, go ahead. Put it on. Put it on. Put it on. Robbie the Grinder Mizrahi. We are going to interview Robbie the Grinder Mizrahi. How do you feel with this horrific loss, to have your dreams and aspirations shattered like a vase being thrown off the Empire State Building?
Who are you?
Who am I?
Who are you, dude?
Well,
like, seriously.
I am actually here. You got to actually see.
Oh, Mr. Helmuth.
I am Phil Helmuth, and I am here to tell you that, of course, you're going to lose that hand. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be losing that hand.
You would know about losing hands, as you lost 3 times, 3 times out of 4 you lost to Mr. Wiggins.
You know, statistically, every time I go in, I'm like 100% of the time always ahead as Phil Helmuth.
Oh, I see. Interesting.
That's right. No?
Interesting. I don't know. Well, there's no bracelets for winning this competition.
I
But
can actually, I do a great Phil Helmuth impression. All I got to do is pretend that all the words that come out of my mouth are spoken from a poker god. That's basically, no?
Or just start with, honey, I lost again. I lost again.
Ouch.
The other hand, just Michael the Grinder Mizrahi will endorse, I guess, the one that beat him. It was the Justin Phillips versus Mabuchi hand, where the Royal Flush beat the 4 aces at the World Series
All
of
the
Poker.
way, baby.
Gotta
All
say,
the
it's
way.
an incredible hand. Those are our 2 finalists, and
We
this
just
is
need
your
a victory
chance.
dance.
Victory dance. Okay.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right. No, you don't dance. You lost.
Well, we'll see. Anyway, this is your last chance. You got about 1 week left to vote. The competition ends at the end of November 3rd on Tuesday next week. Gotta make your votes count.
Absolutely. Let everyone know. Share it. Tell your friends about it. This is it. Last chance to vote.
Of course. And if you're not going to vote, or if you're going to vote, remember to subscribe to the Poker Update YouTube channel in
And leave
that corner over there.
No, we were wrong.
Over
That's
there.
it. This time.
Okay, this time, over there.
And make sure
Comments.
Whatever.
And on the Facebook page, and at Poker Update on Twitter.
And trash talk Robbie for his abysmal prediction about Mizrahi going all the way. Robbie, you let me down.
We'll see you next week at Poker Update for the weekly Burn and Turn. This is Robbie Straczynski.
And I'm Shimmy Weiss.